Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 9 of 2024, we had 96 tournaments with a total of 1,979 players and 7,299 games played. We have a much smaller number of tournaments this week compared to last, which isn't too surprising considering last week was the biggest week of data we have recorded so far. This week, the Space Marines are back at the top, with 14 wins and 46 top 3 placings. Their weighted placing is 44.3, which is a fair bit higher than the 34.4 they got last week. The Space Marines' weighted placing suggests they are still struggling overall, but with less tournaments to go around, they have managed to get the most results this week. The Custodies are in second with 10 wins, 21 top 3 placings, and a weighted placing of 26.7. This is a fair bit higher than the weighted placing of 14.8 they got last time. However, with a lot less tournaments, I would expect the weighted placings to be higher across the board. The Eldari are the last faction in blue, with 8 wins, 14 top 3s, and a weighted placing of 19, which is the best overall. The fact 19 is the best weighted placing this week compared to 11.7 last time is a good example of the weighted placings being higher with less tournaments to win. To further support this, the Necrons are only top of green, with 6 wins, 24 top 3 placings, and a very high weighted placing of 52.5. This is a very big increase on the 15.8 and chart-topping performance they got last time. For me, this increase can be explained by the reduction in tournaments, although I would have still expected them to perform significantly better. The Death Guard also gets 6 wins, with 15 top 3 placings and a weighted placing of 28.8, which is a good improvement on last week's result. The Drukhari get the same number of wins with 1 less top 3 and a slightly better weighted placing of 20.7, which is actually the 3rd best overall. The Drukhari continue to perform well, getting in the top 3 in terms of weighted placing for another week. The Orcs are the last faction that also gets 6 wins, with 13 top 3 placings and a weighted placing of 27.8, which is a fair bit higher than the last time, but not unexpected given all the weighted placings are higher. The Grey Knights get 5 wins, with 10 top 3 placings and a weighted placing of 23.4, a slight increase for them. All the remaining factions in green get 4 wins, with the Thousand Sons having a particularly good week, with a weighted placing of 19.8, the 2nd best overall. We have a lot more factions in yellow this week, with the Tyranids topping the group with 3 wins and a weighted placing of 57. This is a rather large decrease on the 9 wins and weighted placing of 19 they got last time. Chaos Space Marines and World Eaters also get 3 wins, with a weighted placing of 31 and 45.3 respectively. They are both struggling again, after having a relatively good week last time. Tau, Guard, Sisters and Admech all get 2 wins, which is a slightly worse week for all of them. As I have stated, with less tournament wins to go round, it is not surprising they have dropped back. The Lees of Votan get the same single win and weighted placing of 87 they did last week, with the Gene Stealers unfortunately being unable to pick up a win. 22 factions manage at least 1 top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 162. The Necrons are in second with 92 top 10 placings, followed by Custodies in third on 67 top 10 placings. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 18.75% of all players taking them. Necrons are the second most popular on 9.4%, followed by Custodies in third on 6.87%. These 3 factions have cemented their place as the 3 most popular for the foreseeable future. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week the Necrons top the charts with a win rate of 55.2%. This is very similar to the 55.5% they got last time out. The Drukhari are the first faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 54.4%, which is a slight improvement for them. The Eldari are close behind with a win rate of 54.2%, which is getting alarmingly close to their Predator's late form. The Custodies are in 4th this time, with a win rate of 54%, which is the same win rate they got last time. Chaos Demons get a win rate of 53.6%, which is a decent improvement on the 49.2% they got last week. The Grey Knights come next with a win rate of 52.9%. After multiple weeks with a win rate over 50%, it looks like the Grey Knights are enjoying the changes in the last balance update. The Thousand Sons get a win rate of 52.5%, which is an increase on the 49.5% they got last time. Considering they have been performing well in terms of winning tournaments, this is the level I would expect them to be around. The Gene Stealer cults get a win rate of 50.8%, a slight drop off for them. The Sisters get a very similar result to last week, just getting in green with a 50% win rate. We see more factions in yellow this time around, with the Tau topping the group with a win rate of 49.4%. The Death Guard get a win rate of 49.1%, with the Orcs on 48.9%. Orcs and Death Guard get a similar result to last time, with the Tau dropping back considerably from their previous win rate of 53.9%. Chaos Knights and World Eaters are in a similar position, with a win rate of 48.1% and 47.8% respectively. The Imperial Knights dropped back considerably with a win rate of 47.5% compared to last week's 52.4%. The Votann see another slight improvement with a win rate of 47.3%. The Tyranids are the last faction in the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 46.1%. Guard and Admech just dropped below the zone with win rates of 44.4%, with the Space Marines on a win rate of 43.8%. Chaos Space Marines look to be the hardest hit faction. They are the only faction in red with a win rate of 38.8%. We now have the first full month of data since the balance changes. As it has been 4 weeks, the rolling win rate and the win rate since the balance data slate are the same this time around. The Necrons are clearly out in front with 56.1%. We have seen multiple strong competitive lists in our tournament spotlight, with Wraiths in the Canoptek core backed up by Free Catan being a particularly good option. Unless they get changed, they will remain near the top regardless of how good any new codex may or may not be. The Custodies are in second place with a win rate of 54.3%. As the Necrons and Custodies in particular have had so many players in the first month, we can safely assume their win rates will remain around this level for the time being. I would say the Custodies are the biggest winners since the balance update, as they have had a massive increase in their win rate from the roughly 44% they were on beforehand. Of course, the Necrons are ahead of them, but their win rate is consistent with how they have been performing since their codex released. The Grey Knights come next with a win rate of 53.4%. Now we have 4 weeks of data, it looks like they are going to remain over a 50% win rate for the time being at least. The Imperial Knights have dropped back a bit after a rough week this time. Regardless, their win rate of 52.2% is a big increase on what they were doing before the balance update. The Thousand Suns are on a win rate of 52.1% and have had some big tournament wins such as the one we featured in our last tournament spotlight. The Drukhari are steadily improving, which I would attribute to players getting used to their new detachment and rules. The Tau are on 50.8%, with Chaos Demons on a 50.6% win rate. The Eldari have managed to get in green from the first 4 weeks of data, with a win rate of 50.3%. They have been much higher in the weekly, so this could well improve in the coming weeks. The Gene Stealers are the last faction in green, with a win rate of 50.1%. The majority of factions are in yellow, with only 4 below the Goldilocks zone. Space Marines have been struggling, and overall they have a win rate of 44.6%. As they got no meaningful buffs in the balance update, it is perhaps not surprising the Guard are still below the zone, with a win rate of 44.1%. Likewise, the Admech are still struggling, with a win rate of 42.6%. The biggest loser of the balance update is Chaos Space Marines, with a win rate of 41.2% since the changes. This is a remarkable fall from the win rate of well over 50% they were getting previously. Perhaps the nerfs have demonstrated the codex wasn't particularly well balanced internally, as now the strongest options are nerfed, the faction overall has suffered greatly. This week the Deathwatch topped the charts with a win rate of 68.8%. Although they only had 4 players, this is an impressive result for them, considering how they've been performing over the past few weeks. The second most popular chapter, the Black Templars, topped the yellow group with a win rate of 48.8%. The Space Wolves come next with a win rate of 45.7%. The Salamanders get a win rate of 43.8%, followed by the most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, who get a 43.4% win rate. The White Scars get a win rate of 41.7%, with the third most popular chapter, the Ultramarines, just getting in yellow with a win rate of 41.5%. The Blood Angels top the yellow group with a win rate of 35.9%. I did hope my Blood Angels would perform better, after a list running their improved detachment came third in our last tournament spotlight. The Imperial Fists and Iron Hands win a third of their games, with the Raven Guard on a win rate of 29.6%. As with the all-faction running total, we now have a pretty good idea of which chapters are doing well since the changes. The Black Templars just remain in green with a win rate of 50.2% since the balance update. The Space Wolves come next with a win rate of 47.5%, followed by the Salamanders on 45.9%. The Dark Angels just miss out on the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 44.4%, with Phyllis's favourite Blue Boys, the Ultramarines, on a win rate of 43.5%. The Deathwatch are on a win rate of 43.2%, with the Blood Angels on a 42.3% win rate. The Imperial Fist just getting yellow with a 40% win rate. The Iron Hands have a win rate of 36.2%, with the White Scars on 35.7%, and the Raven Guard on a 26.9% win rate. With only 3 chapters with a decent number of players in the Goldilocks zone, it is pretty clear the Space Marines are one of the biggest losers since the balance update. Even the Divergent chapters, who have all the codex options, and more, are still struggling to perform very well overall, and even after they got a slight nerf, the Templars are still the most competitive chapter at the moment. As we only have a few players in the weekly, we will focus on the win rate since the data slate. The Word Bearers top the win rate with 47.8%, followed by the Alpha Legion on 45.7%. The Emperor's Children just getting the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 45.3%. The Iron Warriors are on a win rate of 44.9%, with the Night Lords on a win rate of 37.3%. The most popular warband, the Black Legion, are on a win rate of 37.1%, with the Red Corsairs and Fallen winning a third of their games. The Unknown sub-faction win rate really shows how Chaos Space Marines are struggling, only managing to get 41.1%. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.